The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. More people have reportedly died in the aftermath of severe tropical storm Maring. The NDRRMC reports that as of 8 a.m. today, 30 people have died and 14 are missing since the onslaught of the tropical cyclone, while the number of injured persons remains at 3. Maring damaged over 300 houses. It also damaged more than 53,000 hectares of crops and killed over 2,500 livestock and poultry. The total estimated cost of damage to agriculture now stands at more than 1 billion pesos. In an interview with Radyo 5, NDRRMC spokesperson Mark Timbal said that relief operations continue, with the DSWD regional offices releasing more supplies. Timbal also encouraged affected individuals to reach out ASAP if they need more help.
So far, Sir Ted, wala naman po tayong na-receive na yung talagang isolated na hindi mapuntahan ng ating mga relief support teams coming from the disaster councils. But kung meron man po yan, nakapag-evacuate or meron tayong nag-aantay pa ng relief items, pwede po sila na magpadala ng mensahe sa atin dito para makikoordinate po tayo sa ating mga local teams para mapadala sa ng tulong.
The damage to agriculture due to Maring drove vegetable prices up at the trading post in La Trinidad, Benguet. The Agriculture Department reports that total crop damage due to Maring now stands at over 600 million pesos. To give us more details, we have joining us from the ground, we have Romel Lopez. Romel, what's the situation like now in Benguet?
Yes, Charles, aside from flooding communities several after the severe tropical storm Maring has also affected the prices of agricultural products here in La Trinidad, Benguet, a major trading post in the north for vegetable. After Maring battered northern Luzon, prices of vegetables went up here at the La Trinidad trading post, the region's trading hub, who bear witness yet again to the damage of heavy rainfall, especially on crops. Many farmers rush to save or harvest their crops so they will be able to cash in. But since many of the vegetables were damaged, farmers had limited harvest and some had ultimately lost their profit. Aside from the effects on the farmers, this is also a problem to the consumers as prices of the vegetables here have also climbed. Tomatoes now are being sold at 28 pesos per kilo from the previous 20 pesos per kilo. Prices of onions also increased from 140 pesos per kilo from 120 pesos before. Prices of potatoes, meanwhile, doubled to 65 pesos per kilo from 30 pesos before. But not all vegetables saw an increase in prices, and that includes garlic that is steady at 140 pesos per kilo, and Baguio beans, which saw a decrease to 80 pesos from the previous 85 pesos per kilo before. According to the Agriculture Department, damage to agriculture due to the severe tropical storm Maring has so far reached over 600 million pesos as of yesterday. Charles, farmers and traders warns that Maring's damage to crops might cause prices for some vegetables to continue increasing until December. This means Filipino may have to reach deeper in their pockets to buy such products as the holiday draws near. Charles?
Thank you for those updates, Romel. That was Romel Lopez reporting live from La Trinidad, Benguet. Isabela Governor Rodito Albano III is appealing for the national government's help to maintain the Cagayan River. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Albano said that dams must be built at the tributaries of Cagayan River to prevent massive flooding in Cagayan and nearby provinces.
Ang hingin namin sa national government, bago magtapos yung termino ni President Duterte, hingin namin na yung puspusan yung paglalagay ng dams sa mga tributaries ng Cagayan River. Kasi hindi lang po yung tubig ang rumaragasa sa amin. Kung hindi, dun sa mga tributaries, yung silt, kumbaga yung dumi, hindi na tubig. Kung marami yung dumi, kahit konti yung tubig, talaga nakakabahan na kami.
The NTC has ordered e-commerce sites to stop the sale of text blasters, noting that their use is reserved for emergency purposes. Though these devices also have the potential to boost election campaigns this pandemic, One political expert encourages candidates to use alternative platforms instead. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us the front seat to the story.
The National Telecommunications Commission has ordered Facebook, Lazada, and Shopee to stop the sale of SMS blasting devices online, costing anywhere from 200,000 to 3 million pesos. These portable cell sites can blast up to 100,000 texts per hour within 3 to 5 kilometers. The NTC says the importation and sale of these devices are illegal. But putting a stop to it will be challenging as candidates now have to resort to technology to campaign.
They have to find ways. The use of SMS or texting, including option for live chat between a political party or candidate and potential voters, are being done already in many parts of the world.
This comes in the wake of the controversial emergency alert blast linked to presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos. With large-scale political rallies out of the question, political strategists say they have to get creative to reach their audiences. But Office of the Vice President spokesman Barry Gutierrez warns that the battle on social media will be uneven.
Nakakatakot yung implications nun. Social media is really an arena that is dominated ng pera. It is really designed to favor people, institutions na kayang gumastos to get their message out. Targeted ads, maintenance of troll armies.
Candidates are also expected to turn to traditional media to get their agenda across.
Political parties and rich candidates can use television, radio talk shows, political advertising, and newspapers to reach their constituency.
Meanwhile, officials of Facebook, Lazada, and Shopee have been ordered to appear before the NTC on October 27 to explain their side. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
The MTC admits, however, that it's almost impossible to trace the sources of text alerts sent from blaster devices. On 1PH's Wagpo, NTC Deputy Commissioner Edgardo Cabarrios explained that text blasters can only send messages within 200 meters or 200 kilometers from the source. Cabarrios said that it's likely that illegal users will only shut down the device after use before moving to a different location. Still, the official noted that the agency is doing its best to seize these illegal devices through surveillance and intelligence work. He also warns the public to refrain from using SMS blasters, as these can only be used for emergency or security purposes by the NDRMC or the military.
Pagka continuous siya, madali ho kasi pwede matriangulate siya. Yung nga lang dapat tuloy-tuloy yung pagbuga niya. Otherwise, mahirap po talaga kung pagbuga niya wala na. Mahirap po pagkagal. Wala kaming data information kung ilan ang narito sa Pilipinas. Wala po. Kasi una hindi sila nirerehistro. Wala. Kasi illegal ho talaga yan.
The Philippines will be hosting another FIBA bubble next year. The country will be hosting all Group A games for the first two windows of the FIBA World Cup 2023 Asian qualifiers. These include games among the Philippines, India, Korea, and New Zealand. Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas President Al Panlilio said that they volunteered to host the games in Group A. This comes after the FIBA Regional Office Asia decided to hold the games in a bubble amid the pandemic situation in the region. FIBA took up SBP's offer and even commended the group for the way it hosted the ACQ window. Time now for a quick look at some of today's headlines. Starting today, the country will no longer require fully vaccinated Filipinos from doing facility-based quarantine after arriving from abroad if they test negative in RT-PCR tests 3 days before arriving in the Philippines. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno insists on being a unifying candidate despite his recent tirades against Vice President Leni Robredo. And TNT is just one win away from booking a finals ticket this year's PBA Philippine Cup. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.